Hi everyone and welcome to this week ahead video. One of the messages that I've channeled that's just come up is ladies, go and get your neck and your chest massaged to drain your lymphatic system, because we don't, if you do go for massages, you probably get your back done or whatever, but I'm feeling really the neck and the chest, because it gets quite tight in there, especially when you're driving and, you're always leaning forward with your shoulders. So usually like around the shoulders and around the chest area, it's really good, even in the top part of the breast. It's really good to help drain that. I feel like a lot of us are releasing a lot of congestion, not only emotions, but we hold a lot, especially as women, we hold a lot in our chest. We hold a lot in our hearts. We support people. We're loving, we're nurturing. And sometimes we don't always say what we think or mean because we've been conditioned not to, right? So I feel like the massage and speaking your truth more with love, and especially to yourself, is really going to help clear a lot of energetic debris, because I feel like we're getting a bit, you might be feeling congested even in the face and stuff. So massage around the face is really good. And the head, as I'm saying it, I can feel like fluid draining down the back of my throat. There's a lot of build-up around the head and the chest at the moment. So I suggest you could do it yourself, but it's probably more beneficial for someone else to do it. Also, ladies, by having that massage and your neck, it actually gives you a bit of a, it firms up your skin a lot, because I saw this awesome video on TikTok and this lady literally showed people how to move. She said it's congestion around the chin area, and she literally like picked it up and moved it and pushed it down the back of like the side of her face and down her like where you swallow, and you could see like a remarkable improvement just on the video. So, and that's been like a repetitive message the last few days. It's been coming out in some sort of way. And also I feel like it's a lot of ascension symptoms. It's a lot of, we've been holding on to too much for too long. And I think if you just feel like you're a bit ungrounded, if you're not sure what to do next, if you're just feeling like life's a bit stagnating, this is going to help get you going. It's clearing out the gunk that's trapped in your body. Also, what would be freaking amazing, if you ever had those, I think they're called the ion foot baths that a lot of the beauty places do. I know here in Australia, a lot of the Asian places specialize in doing that, the Asian massage places. I researched the benefits a little while ago, and of course there's all these articles with, oh, it's not proven. But tell you what, I've had it done, and they give you a chart of like basically what color the water goes. So it starts off pure and clear, and then it's revolting by the end, and they kind of tell you what's come out of your body basically. And sometimes like if you've been eating too much meat or too much this, or issues with your kidneys, like I can tell that from the color of the water. It's revolting. When I had it done, it looked like some horrible chocolate water with like all these frothy bits, and I'm like, oh my god, that's been in my body the whole time. That would be amazing as well. So if you're feeling tired, lethargic, feeling like things aren't moving in your life, that's going to be really important for you to do. It's just like a lot of cleansing now. It's a lot of focus on doing body work, a lot of being still, a lot of finding peace, a lot of doing what makes you feel good, and trying to lessen things that, it's like putting that first, like putting your health care first. And instead of say your kitchen's dirty, you're like, oh damn it, you wake up on a Saturday, you're like, I should probably clean that, pardon me, before I get that ion foot cleanse thing. But it's actually just going, no, I need to go look after my health first, and doing that stuff first. So whatever you do, maybe whatever you choose to do first, like chores and boring stuff and housework, try not to choose that first. It's the energy is saying, just can you mix it up a bit? Release. Oh my God, it says release metal. Didn't I say before about releasing metal? Sorry, I'm filming this at night, so we've got the shadows here. Releasing metals from your body. Like, and one of the healthcare workers that was doing this foot spa thing on me, she was saying some people's water turns black. I can't remember what she said that indicated, but it could be too much metal in your body. So, I mean, think about all the things we're absorbing. Even if we have filtered water, we're still absorbing, you know, metals and chlorine and this and that from the water. It builds up in your body, and that's how like MSG forms as well. If you were having, you know, specifically, I guess they, in Australia anyway, they always say that, well, they used to, and sometimes they still do, they're more likely to put MSG in Chinese food than they are in, you know, other restaurants. And I remember my last partner of 7 years, he was like an MSG barometer. His had built up so much in his system that he just needed like a little top up to have, you know, the symptoms and the response from it. So we'd go somewhere, and sometimes it would just be a restaurant, and he'd be like, oh, my head's woozy, I feel sick. He's like, that had MSG in it. You know, he could tell. So we got a buildup of all sorts of things in our body that, you know, pooping and peeing doesn't always get rid of. Like, it gets trapped in the cells, and I think that's what's really coming up now. It's like it's really trapped in the cells and in the membrane. It's like in the memory of the cells. That's why it's so important to be doing the healings and the clearings and the releasing emotions and releasing the toxins from your body, to make that a priority. Because if you feel like things aren't moving in the way you want it to go, that is why. That's what's holding you down. It's weighing your energy down. In the 3D, things can't progress because of all the density and the stuckness and stagnation and the pain in your heart, and things are just, we've been holding on to too much. So not surprised that that release came up. Which one should I pick next? Moon. You are wandering between a jubilant world of fantasy and reality. All is not as it seems. Enjoy the sensuality and sensitivity that the current energy brings. Yet the heightened emotions may not be stable, so avoid making any big decisions at this time. And remember, we're still in like a Mercury retrograde period. All is not being revealed at this time, which frustrates the crap out of us. If you're finding that's occurring right now, that's something that you need to flip a perspective on. As much as our egos will scream at us and, you know, demand silently or not so silently that we get what we want and what we deserve, we don't always have the timing down. We can't always see what's happening in, you know, in the ethers, what's trying to materialize, what needs to be put into place to get, in order to get what we want. We're not always going to see that side of things. Just like when things happen, you're not going to always understand why. It's just the way the energy is played out. But just know that it's playing out in your highest good. And, you know, as much as I hate saying it as well, you know, it's that divine timing. Just like the moon waxes and wanes, and we have a new moon, which we've just had. So remember, the energies can be heavier, especially with eclipse. You know, we've just had that. So you could be feeling like you're starting to get sick and stuff. Oh, that was the other thing that came through. So if you do feel congested in your head and stuff, they said salt, sun, if you can. What was the third thing? And rest. Yeah, okay. Salt, sun, rest. That's really going to help you. And I know the sun thing came up a couple of weeks ago, but it's really important now to be getting that vitamin D. The sun is healing on so many levels and cleansing, and it's going to support you, what your body needs at this time to shift. It's like it's filtering through the stuckness. So as much as you can, if you can, try to get some sun. Or even if there's no, if the clouds are covering the sun, just being outside and the sun is still there, it's just, you know, clouds, it's filtering through. You're just not getting that direct sunlight. So just go outside during the daytime. And that will be sufficient enough. Remember to keep up your spiritual practices, light a candle every night, even if it's just that. Obviously, don't leave it going and forget about it. Safety first, people. But, and I know I said something about the shadows before. I just feel like we're feeling like a lot is not being revealed to us. And a lot of us are getting really pissed off. Really pissed off for how we thought we saw things, how we thought plans were supposed to play out. It's that whole, and I hear it's like it goes through your head and then you kind of shut it down. It's like, no, this was supposed to happen. I saw it happen, or I want this now, or why don't I have this? You're allowed to have those feelings. You're allowed to have them, honor them, but don't shoo them away, because it's in a feeling that needs to be explored. Because when we deny those aspects of ourselves, we're really denying ourselves. You're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to be pissed off that things aren't going the way that you want them to. But just don't let those feelings come up and then shove them off to the side. Go, no, I shouldn't feel that way. Yeah, you should. You're allowed to feel however you want to feel. Don't you ever let anyone tell you you're not allowed to feel how you want to feel. And that's very empowering. When we can own our shadow side and just go, yeah, I'm angry. That's the other thing that came up. So if someone irritates you or something happens that you don't like, what is your default setting feeling? What is it? Someone pisses you off. You know, what's your trigger? Someone ignores you. Someone takes you for granted. Like, what's your trigger? And what is the first emotion that your body reacts to it? Is it anger? You know, does it make you self-doubt yourself? Do you want to cry? So does it make you sad? Does it make you angry? Does it make you shut down? Does it bring up feelings from the past when other people don't believe in you, and you're like, oh, this always happens? And this is something that subconsciously we can say in our heads. Where's your go-to place when something doesn't work out for you? This is really important, to try to do that for like 5 days and write that down. Something doesn't go your way or someone triggers you. What is the first emotion that you feel? Write that down every single time that happens. You don't really need to do anything with it. You just need to go, right, I feel so angry. What's the emotion? I want to cry because this person's not listening to me. Like, what is it? Or I want to punch him in the face, you know, anger. So just pop down those emotions. The way. You are in the right place at the right time. Stay grounded, avoid extremes because it could change. Abandon false praise and people will be truthful. That's interesting. Formality and people will be sincere. That's nice. Forsake cleverness and people will be kind to each other. I'm seeing this as choosing a different way of responding or doing things. Try not to get the shadow. I'm seeing this as a really thoughtful card. Changing the way you view people. So that confirmation bias. If you expect something to be a certain way, it probably will be, because that's all we're looking for. It's hard to shift out of this, but now look, I'm seeing the sword. It's like King of Swords energy. It's like it's time to cut out your own toxic behavior. And it's just a learnt behavior from, you know, your past. You know, when teachers didn't believe in you, or your family didn't believe in you, or, you know, they implanted the way you perceive things. And it doesn't matter how long it's been there for. What matters is, are you choosing to see people in a different way? Cactus flower, hold on, you can do this. Breathe. calm, rest, stop and just be. And Taurus, protection. Studies, adaptation, change will be better than you think. Moth orchard, communication, listen and speak with greater care. That one's always important. Stock, slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. And that is definitely a message that's been coming up a lot this week, is to slow down. To really slow down, and you probably will see signs of that. You'll be shown. You could be driving and get lots of red lights, and you could be cursing those red lights, but it's a sign. It's like, slow down. That's why you keep getting those red lights, or the ambers, or whatever, or hitting lots of stop signs. No, really slow the pace and slow the expectation. That's such a big one, slowing expectation from the universe. Because there's so many changes going on within us, and at a cellular level, but there's so much going on that we don't see. It's just like, you know, when we sit in our body, we feel like, okay, yeah, you only see the outside. And imagine all the stuff that's going on the inside that, you know, the brain's doing automatically, and the heart's beating, and the cells are renewing, and, you know, your fingernails are growing, your hair's growing, but you don't know any of that because you're not seeing it. You don't know what's happening. And it's the same thing with how things are meant to manifest in our reality. So if you're feeling like things aren't going your way, know that you're protected, but still keep up your protection rituals. Slow things down, slow your pace down. Don't chuck in too much into your day. I'm sure you don't do that anyway, but, you know, I'm just the reminder. I'm just the messenger. Breathe. Just taking that time out to, like, let the day catch up with you. You know, we get so zippy. We're so programmed to be so zippy. But remember, we're women. We go by the slow cycles of the moon. The patriarch created the 24-hour clock, which makes sense, but also we're used to it. And the feminine body clock goes by 28 days. So 24-hour versus 28 days. And that's why a lot of us don't fit into that fast-paced world. But we've been kind of forced with society to fit into a place that we don't fit in. You know, so if you're not feeling good, that's why. When we force ourselves to have to go to work when we're having our monthly time, it's not meant to be like that. That's a sacred time. It's a beautiful time. It's a magical, powerful time that we're meant to bond with other women and create magic. But instead, we feel shit because we're forced to go, most of us, to work when we don't feel like it. So it's really, and you may feel like, well, that's all great and well, but what the hell am I supposed to do about it? Honor your body. Slow down. Slow down when you can. That's all you can do. And you'll find, though, when we start to slow things down, the universe will adjust and match that. But it can't match that if you're going to still be in that 24-hour clock. And lastly, we have the growth card, wood. It's very, if you can, if you go out into like the woods, or if you're able to cut, which sounds horrible and I don't like that, but you know, if you've got a fallen tree branch from a park, keep that in your house. It's like earth healing magic, and it's very grounding. And it'd be good to keep in your room as well. Like if you can get a stick, or, you know, whatever feels right to you, and keep that in your room while you sleep. It's going to be very grounding for you. And it's connecting to Mother Nature. The card says there is an auspicious energy around you. You're experiencing vigorous growth, like the bamboo. Maybe buy bamboo if you're drawn to. This is a good time to learn and to develop new ideas and new ways of doing things. Perfect. Break away from the old unhealthy habits and step out of your comfort zone. Your reward is ahead. What did I just learn? How cool is that? Love it. So I hope you really enjoyed this. Let me know and have a fabulous week, everyone. Bye.